Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl Lerato, and today I just decided to take you guys into a day in my life. Oh my god, he's not coming with a tablet. Fundo, like Fundo doesn't listen, guys. Like, doesn't any of you want a baby? I'm seriously trying to talk to you and he's running around with this. Fundo, let's go sit down first. Come. I'm trying to settle Fundo down so that I can go and see what I can do in the house. And he's just, you need to skip here, Fundo. You press here. Okay. So I hope he's going to sit here until I'm done. But let me just get started so that I can freshen him up and see. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl Lerato, and today I just decided to take you guys into a day in my life. I'm alone with Mfundo. He's driving me crazy. He's running around. I'm trying to settle him down, guys. It's not easy. So I saw that I usually take you guys in a day in my life when I'm just going out and going to be busy with my day and so forth. So I just thought, let me just show you what a normal day to me looks like now that I'm at home, full-time at home. Sometimes when Charmy is in the house, it gets easier because So you think you're funny? Do you think you're funny? Do you think you're funny? Do you think you're funny? Say hi. Say hi, guys. Say hi, guys. I'm not Dada, I'm Mama. He likes calling me Dada, knowing that it's going to get me a little bit angry, but you know, that's all fun, guys. But yeah, when Charmy is here, it gets more easier because he gets to take care of him, play with him while I get busy in the house. But now that he's out, he took a car for service. Upload that. Here you go. Here you go. Charmy took our car. Oh my god, I can't talk. Charmy took our car for service, so I don't think he'll be back anytime soon. So guys, you get to see how a life of a mom looks like when she's alone with the baby who's so active. I'm not gonna change you around. The thing is, I blame Charmy because he runs around with this boy all the time, and now he wants me to do the same. So guys, I guess you can see, if you can see a little bit of my background, that the house is not really the way I would like it to be. It's very dirty, and that's because Mfundo throws things around, but I'm gonna try to clean it up and then hide certain things from him. So that's number one on my list, to clean the house. Actually, my number one was to wake up, read the Bible, bath, which I already did that. And I've already organized our bedrooms and stuff. So to clean the rest of the house. And then secondly, I'm going to try to put Mfundo to sleep. Like, he has to nap. I can't continue with this energy. And then afterwards, I'm just gonna be sitting down working on my purpose. You know, so my purpose, I mean the women's ministry that I get to run with some of the ladies that really God has released to work together in this sister to sister gatherings community. So I'm going to be just sitting down. I wanna try and send out some encouragement messages, you know, and then I have to also edit some Bible study videos as well as Bible study materials, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to send them out today, but that's some of the things I'm gonna be doing. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about my experience with unemployment. Reason being, I know that shame, most people are going through that now, and you know, you can really hear with the way some get to talk to me and reach out to me that it's not an easy season for them. And I know, because it's not an easy season for me as well. Thank God that I have people in my life that get to really support me, help me, and I get to pursue my purpose regardless of how I feel. But I know that it's not easy, and sometimes it's challenging to trust God. But I'm going to talk to you guys more about that later. So right now, I just have to organize, guys. Like, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe that I'm showing you guys on the camera. But yeah, let me stop complaining and get to work. Can we go? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bye-bye. Jesus. So guys, I'm done. I just finished doing the house and freshening up. Ufundo ended up sleeping after preventing me from mopping. Like, he was busy playing with water. No, this is for Katiba. The girl explain later. So, I don't know why Charmy's in my vlog.
Well, how are you guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. We are not done with the vlog. The vlog is just starting.
No, we're actually there. Like, I seriously thought I was gonna have some me time because Mfundo is sleeping, so I was just gonna cut my lemon and strawberry for my lemon and strawberry water. So what I do, I like to freeze it so that it can be like, you know, like ice, and then it doesn't just mix up with my water and all that. So now this is why I have this knife with me. Yes, this is the longest knife because I'm really lazy to take out the short one. So I want to just cut my lemon water. I thought that I was gonna have me time where I was just gonna sit down, sort out my makeup and put them in the new makeup bag that I bought. But since like Mr. Tola decided to come back early, and guess what, he came empty-handed. He came empty-handed. No flowers, no chocolate, no ice cream, and he knows I love ice cream. Didn't come with anything for me. Not even for Mfundo.
There was nothing in the shop that matches her standard.
So let me just put you guys on top of something so that I can use my hands properly to cut while we have a conversation, okay? And I hope Mr. Tala is not gonna disrupt our conversation. Okay, fine.
I'm not a disruptor.
I think I'll set you guys up here. You know. So guys, I wanted to. This is where I'm gonna put the lemon and strawberry that I'm gonna cut now, and then I'll put it in the freezer so that it can freeze. And this is the bottle I'm gonna use now. I wanna add some water here and add some fruits. Like, it's about time I take my diet serious. Like, one of them expired, Charmy. Look at this. Is this molds? We call it molds.
We have to cut it off.
What do we call it?
You have to remove even those around it.
Yeah, I will. What do we call this?
It's mold.
Molds, ne? Oh, cause yeah, it's just like, oh my god. So I actually have a bottle which comes with a bottom part. I don't know what you call it, where you put the fruits or whatever that you want to put in your water, then you enclose it and put it in. So as you drink, the good thing is that the water doesn't just mix up with the fruits and all that. But the credit goes to this guy, because I'm like, what did you do with my bottle?
We came with it from.
Yes, but it doesn't have the container. Like, and I bought it from Tupperware. Like, literally, if you're South African, you know how much it is. Like, we literally have to order, do lay-by, and then pay off to get your bottle. So I think you need to find a bottle for me. But I'm going to use this for now, guys. So as I said, guys, I wanted to do this while I talk to you about my experience with unemployment. So I am unemployed officially. And yeah, I laugh about it, but I know it's not a laughing stock. Like, this thing is not something you can laugh about, but it just also have to do with your perspective to some level, you know. Like, for me, first time I started staying at home was when my son was born in 2018. I worked with my pregnancy until my delivery day. Like, by the time when I was delivering, I was actually working from home, which was nice because I was getting paid full. And then but prior to that, I had been convicted by God for a while to quit my job and to go into business. But you know, like, sometimes when we get these feelings, we tend to think, oh, it's my mind, oh, like, it can't be God. And you know, sometimes you look at the things you think you should be having and you think this is where your life should be headed, so you end up just pushing anyway. So I didn't do as I was being convicted. Actually, the conviction was that since at the time we didn't have a child with Charmy, I was gonna use all my salary to save it, at least for how many months was it, Charmy? I think first time I got this conviction was like, what, February?
Yeah.
So by the time, and I had the conviction to resign in September, and which means by that time I was gonna be having about 90,000, 100 and something thousand. If I had gone with the plan, then I was gonna go into business. But you know, salary is nice.
You can't say it.
Literally, there's nothing we did with it except just have fun. Like, oh my god, we newly graduated at that time.
Yeah.
Not much experience and all that.
That's true.
Yeah, so I ended up not doing that. And mind you, the time I got this conviction and this plan, I didn't have loans in place, right? But because we are human beings and we think we know our life, how far it must go and what direction it must take, I was permanently employed. So I thought, I'm gonna stay here as much as I want. So I think it's safe for me to take a credit card, you know, and all that. So I ended up in a loan. And by I think September, the month I was convicted to quit my job, arrived. And at that time, things started not being nice for me. Like, as I said in the video I shared, I'm gonna link it down in the description below, because I don't want to go into all those details. But what I can tell you is that the grace of God, I felt that the grace of God was no longer there for me in that place. Like things were just not the way I had anticipated, and I was forced to end up leaving. But I still pushed regardless of the struggles I faced at work, you know. And I was pregnant at that time, mind you. And then after delivering Fundo, the following year, I worked, right, January.
Yeah.
I worked in January, and guys, I had not even given myself enough time to recover and all that, and I just couldn't do it. I remember, like, I was even, you know, postpartum and all that. I would even go to work in the morning crying, like, it was just only Charmy can explain. But you know, like,
things I did read.
Things you dealt with. So yeah, guys, that was the first time I stayed at home. I became a stay-at-home mom, raising my newborn. It was so nice, but it was really a journey of faith, because at that time, Charmy really, as a PhD candidate, he was getting money, you know, we could survive. Because in that season we never lost our car, we never became homeless, regardless of the fact that both of us were not working. It was really God's grace, and you know, everything that happened was really grace. Like, God opened doors in ways we didn't anticipate, you know. So you want to say something?
No, that's fine. I'm just going to say, the thing to highlight is that I was not working as well at that time. As
Yes,
you said, I was just doing PhD. I was just studying, basically. I was a student.
Yeah, don't you want to come this side? Since you are... Because Charmy has experienced unemployment too, and I think he has something he can share with us, because, I mean, for him to be a husband without a job, how did you survive it? But we'll get there. But yeah, like as you were saying,
We'll get there, yeah.
I'm not sure. Charmy, come this side first.
You want me to come this
I
side?
want to see your face. You want to talk to us in the background. You can just say, yeah, as you were saying, I was working.
How are you guys? Apparently people want to talk to me.
I think whether you're too tall, you won't appear.
I want to hear.
You must take a chair. Humble yourself. So yeah, Charmy was not working, and we were both staying at home. And no, we were not staying at home. He was still continuing with his research, and I was staying at home as a stay-at-home mom with a newborn. That was a journey of faith for us, because it was a journey of faith for us. I'm sorry about that. I had to go wash my lemons first. It was a journey of faith, because we truly had to to trust God and see where he took us, actually. But we were seriously hunting for a job, like, because I mean, it doesn't make sense to us as a young couple with a baby to both not have a job, although it was God's will.
True.
And I think for him as a man, he felt like, I need to be providing, I need to... I remember one day, we were coming from church or shopping, I think somewhere there, and we were in the parking lot, and Charmy was stressed. You could see that he's stressed, not because we didn't have food or anything, but because he felt like he has to provide, and that he wasn't doing enough. And I remember telling him that, you know what, my love, I think for you to be able to provide for us, you're gonna let God provide for us through you, and don't go ahead of him.
Yeah.
You want to tell us how you felt really that time? Because for me, what I could see was just somebody who's stressed. But really, how did you feel? What made you to feel that way?
Yeah, it's very sure. It's very it's painful, yet it's scary. Maybe let me put it like that.
Yes,
it's very
the
scary.
Fear of the unknown.
Yeah, it's very scary to have a family and you don't have a job. To have a wife. Mfundo was born at the time already. Yes.
Yes.
To have a wife and a son, and you don't have a job.
Yeah.
You don't have anything that you can say, you know, month end we're going to survive. It's very scary, and I remember at the time I was just afraid of the unknown. You know, I was afraid to say,
what if this happens? What if?
You see, what if we get kicked out? What if we, you know, what if we can't make it? We are unable to make it around job.
And by the way, we never skipped rent.
We never skipped rent.
We always feared that we'd skip rent, but we never did.
We never skipped rent. Like God was there providing. And at some point he was providing through my mom, my late mom.
Yes.
She was the pillar.
And God took her right at the time.
Yeah.
We were now standing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it was like that. Yeah. I can say it was just this scare, being scared of the unknown. I remember my friend was asking me the other time that, when you seem to be having it all together, and then now you've got a family, you are driving,
and Charmy looked so fresh, like as if
I look like I'm working
with your suit.
Yeah. So with the suit and everything, but I was not. You know, I was just living by faith, and I feel like ever since we met, me and you, our life has always been geared by faith.
Yeah.
So we will take major faith moves that I wouldn't advise any married couple to do. You know, I can't make that a doctrine, because I know every relationship will be different. Because at the end of the day, again, there is no formula that I can say if you hit the stumbling block, this is what you have to do. It was purely faith.
Yeah.
So you just have to believe God is gonna see us through.
Yes.
How is it going to happen? God will see us.
God knows.
So it's not an easy thing to do. I think.
Yeah. So if you are somebody who at the moment, I think I'll just put water here and put it in the fridge. I want it to be cold before I add the fruits. Okay. So, but if you are at this moment, you are in a season where you're going through unemployment, and on top of that, you are Charmy, no, please, there are two here. And at the moment, probably you're single or so. Just thank God, because it could be worse than that. You know, I'm saying that if you are single and you're going through unemployment, it doesn't mean it's easier, because some of us find that we're coming from disadvantaged homes where people are relying on you, they're looking up to you. So the pressure comes, and I feel like some of these pressures are things that we just have to surrender to God and stop telling ourselves that I should be doing this, I should be there, this is what I should have, you know, and just move with what God is doing in your life. But yeah, for us, that's the first time when we encountered unemployment. I would speak faith to my husband, words of faith. But for me at that time, I was content in that season, because I knew God took me there, and he had convicted me to long before my son, before I even found out that I'm gonna be a mom. Like, you know. And so when it came, I just knew that everything that happened was as a result of my disobedience. If I had done it, if I had handed in my resignation and did things the way God had convicted me to, things would have been better. But we went through that by God's grace. And then last year, December, no, not December, around October, I thought, okay, maybe next year we really need to both be working. I mean, the child's growing, we are a young couple, we have a lot of things we need to accomplish, and you know, my husband's salary is very, I don't want to brag, but God doubled up. Like, that's one of the things of trusting God, you know, because when we lost my salary, we relied on him and his PhD, and mom there to keep on just adding to us. But then when he got a job, God doubled up. Like, it made sense to me. Oh, that's why God has been telling me to trust him and be at home, because really my husband is earning both for me and him, and it's like, it's double our salary. But then now, as you know, sometimes as a person, you get this level of blessing, you want the next one. You get the next one, you want the next one.
Yeah, you never get content.
We never really get content and say, okay,
it's enough.
God, it's enough until you take us to where you want to. So we thought, okay, no, probably next year, 2 salaries will be good and advantageous, because we had a lot of, what do you call this? Plans, yes, you know, and you know, God says, I know the plans I have for you, but you know, we thought we know the plans we have for he has for us or we have for ourselves. So I'm that type of a person that I would hand in my CV, like literally I get called. And then Charmy knows, when I get called for an interview, I got the job. So that's what I'm saying. For me, being here at home, really, it's God. And the things I've been through really are not nice as far as job is concerned and being unemployed. But I know part of that is my disobedience, you know, truly trusting God, because as a human being, I can tell you it's hard to trust God sometimes, because God is not going to tell you everything that He's going to do in the next minute. He's just going to tell you where He's taking you in the future. You know, like what He did to the children of Israel. He told them, you're going to the promised land, Canaan. As to how they're going to go there, what's going to happen the following day when they wake up, they didn't know. They just had to trust God. And some of them, they failed along the way. And I think to some extent, I'm like those who failed, because I keep on wondering, it seems like I'm not getting to Canaan. Maybe I should supplement with my own knowledge here, you know. So, and then COVID-19, when it started on the same, like, right on that same week. It was actually my last week of working. And the problem with this job, I was working on contract. Like, I'm a teacher and I was working under SGB. There were salary issues. Some unpaid salary, and you know, like sometimes when you go ahead of God, you will go through things, you know, some unpaid salary, and as well as like if your child is sick, they cut salaries and all those type of things. So I saw that literally we were spending more again, you know, than we had thought we were gonna gain, you know. So but when COVID started, I started staying at home, and then the call to go home. So basically, when you sum up everything, the bottom line is that at the moment I'm at home and God has brought me here. But even though God has got me here, it's not easy. Okay, so I know sometimes some of the things that people deal with when you're unemployed, both of us have gone through that. It's depression. And depression comes from, number one, the standards that are set for us by the people around us to say that you should be here, you should be doing this. Sometimes you're trying to ask for help from that uncle and you can feel that, oh, this person is tired of me, like, you know. And again, the pressure we put on ourselves, what I should be having, comparing ourselves to certain people that we network with and all that, friends. And mind you, nothing, I want to say this in a good way, I don't know, I hope English won't run away, but nothing that you don't have was supposed to be part of your life.
That's powerful.
Do you understand?
That's powerful.
I'm not trying to be preachy.
Nothing you don't have was
supposed to be part of your life.
Supposed to be part of your life, which means you don't lack anything.
You don't lack anything.
You don't lack anything. You continue. You find the way you are at this point in time. It's very powerful. I mean, she mentioned something about.
You're gonna eat the strawberry.
Yeah, eat it.
Okay, I'll take it. Where can I put it? Let me put it here. Yeah. So I'll do this. Yeah, it's okay. So we should stop putting ourselves under pressure and saying, oh, I should be having this at the moment. You know, sometimes people that we graduated with, they get ahead of us and we think because we graduated at the same time we should be having the same thing. I should be married, I should be having a car. I remember one of the things we faced was my husband would come at home and show me some of the guys he studied with, you know, and look, this is the car this one is driving. Oh my God. And yeah, we did experience walking before, you know, and sometimes we're at Caltrain, we meet another person telling us about the job they got, and you wonder, God, am I not serving the same God? You know, and we put the standards on ourselves to say, I should also have that, I should also do that. And we need to understand, God is very mighty. Like, really, He is not kidding. God is very mighty that if He has a plan for your life, if He wanted you to have that, there's nothing that's going to stop Him
from having it.
Yes, from giving you that thing.
From giving you that. So basically there's a reason why you don't have it, which goes back to say you right the way you are. So yeah, there's something that she mentioned, you know, when she was talking about the fact that God won't tell you how the journey will be at some point. He's going to tell you the destination where you're going. And then she also referenced the Israelites, that the Israelites knew that they were going to Canaan. But they were never told about the Red Sea. They were never told about the fact that even some of them are not going to see Canaan. It was generations of theirs that ended up seeing Canaan. Some of them, few of them that left Egypt did get to Canaan, but some of them was just generation. Their children managed to get there, to inherit the land. So, and the reason, I want to say, the reason God at some point is not going to be really outlining everything is because He's expecting us to live by faith.
Yes.
If He can tell you everything, the Bible says that faith that is known is not faith.
Yeah, it's not
because you already know it. You know what's coming next. So if God can outline everything, then He's not grooming He's not grooming a faith-filled individual. He's grooming just a person who's going to rely on Him over and over again. So, and God is grooming people who can live by themselves, who can make decisions, who are giants in their faith. You understand? So for your faith to be strong, to reach a level of maturity, He's got to give you just pointers. Abraham was not told to go. He was just, you have to leave. Joseph was also told that take Mary and leave to a place, you know what I mean? So there are a lot of people in the Bible where we can see, we can draw from that God was just giving them specific instructions, but not to be too much preachy. What I'm saying is that, so what I'm saying is that it was not easy because we didn't know how.
Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to say about what you're saying, God is not going to tell you what He's going to do because He wants you to live by faith. It's because, again, the other thing that God is preventing is that as human beings, once we know God is taking me here, we tend to mess up if we realize. It's like, for example, if God tells you that one is going to be your husband, you'll end up now dating that person before time. So sometimes He's not going to tell you, He's just going to give you the conviction that you're going to be married, or the conviction that you're going to get that job, but He's not going to tell you how, because if you realize that this thing is not coming at the time I thought, but because you know who's your husband, who's your wife, you'll end up just approaching and end up messing up what was supposed to be a beautiful thing.
You might impulsively get into a relationship before prematurely. So that's very powerful. So again, it's to prepare you, to prepare you first.
That was our journey, guys. We had to live by faith, and but in as much as we had to live by faith, as I said, depression, we battled it, both of us. Is that Mfundo? Or some children outside? So we had to battle with depression from the standards of those around us, the standards that we had set for ourselves as well. And sometimes feeling like God is delaying, sometimes I'll literally, like, I have to confess, sometimes I'll literally feel like I'm angry with God.
And I always felt like that. I felt like, God, how can I study all the way and then
only to
knowing that I'm instructed by you, Pella, to do these things. I'm empowered by you,
And yet you don't provide. And you give me a wife.
Yes.
You give me everything, a son.
So you give me a whole family, and then
you don't provide a job.
You don't provide.
But the thing is because we have associated provision with the job. And that's not it.
That's not it.
Provision was, that's what I'm saying. Mfundo never ever went without diapers, without food, baby food, and the good things that I was also breastfeeding. But other than that, we never lacked anything from Mfundo. Like, he went for all his
more than enough.
Yes, and he attended all his immunizations in good places, like in private clinics, and really that's because God was providing regardless of a job. Really. So we need to look into God's provision. Sometimes we complain when we're eating a plate full of 7 colors, like you're eating chicken and you're busy complaining
God is not providing.
that God is not providing. Like, really, what the audacity that we have as human beings. So what I can say, if you're somebody who's going through this and you feel depression, try to focus on God, first of all. And literally, I know usually it seems like it's far-fetched when you say focus on God. Literally, how do I focus on God? How can practically, meaning that, you know, spend a day, like especially when you're unemployed like me, you have most of the time at home. Spend a day in your word. Sometimes I don't feel like reading the Bible. I know. I understand when you don't feel like reading the Bible. Then if you don't feel like reading the Bible, don't read it. Go online, read a devotional. You know, there are people who post daily devotionals. Go to an Instagram page where you know these people, they post scriptures every day.
Yeah.
You know, like reading a scripture really is not about just opening a Bible. You know, there are many platforms, thank God, today that we can find the Bible at. I know Daystar TV, they have a time in between their shows where they show some scriptures with some background music, or simply just listen to gospel music when you don't feel like speaking to God, when you don't feel like praying, you know, just listen to it, or watch a movie, a Christian movie. You will see these things, they tend to cultivate faith, the right ground for faith to grow in you, you know. And that's how you focus on God. The more you do that, the more you grow, and the more you spend time in the Word. And the other thing, as I said, one of the things that brings depression during unemployment is the standards or the people around us, what they say to us. You know, you need to identify the triggers of that depression. As a person, for me, who has battled depression, I've battled it from high school. I've had suicidal thoughts before, and now I thank God I have Christ right now, so I know what my triggers are. I know when somebody says this to me, it's going to make me feel this way. But hence, that's why I try so hard to focus on the truth of God, what He says about me, such that if somebody can say you're not good enough, or you don't have value, don't say anything because you're not paying, I know for sure that, you know, this is who I am, this is the value I have, you know. And if you know that, let's say it's somebody you can't avoid, maybe you're at home there, maybe your own mom or your own father loses what you call this, patience. Sometimes you need to pray for these people, because the people that you rely on, they also need grace to provide for you. Because our parents tend to say, oh, you should be at an age where you feed me, not the other way around. So pray for them as well. They need grace, and don't be angry at them. They're just going through what you're going. Probably they're depressed as you as well. But if you know that that's your trigger, the way they speak about you or to you, sometimes try to avoid. When you feel that an argument is about to come, don't engage, you know. Just I don't know, sometimes walking away may be rude, but I don't know, like, just don't engage. You see,
avoid.
Find
avoid ways to avoid.
Because that will trigger you. You will engage in that argument and you'll end up being upset. So try by all means to really separate yourself. If it's a group of friends that break to you all the time, it's okay sometimes to pause a bit, you know, pause away from keep away from that WhatsApp if that's what you need. If it's somebody you're following, unfollow, like, or you know, whatever you need to do, protect your peace in this season.
Exactly. What I can say in what you're just saying now is that, you know, to solve a problem, you must firstly be aware that it exists. So when she's speaking about identifying the triggers, that enables you to identify where the problem comes from. Peer pressure is a major problem.
It affects us more the more we get older.
Exactly. I've seen that. The more we grow, the more we get to compare ourselves with people. The more you tend to say, I'm not better than so and so. Especially once you finish varsity, you want to get that dream Maserati you were studying for. And you realize at the end of the day that no, man, reality versus what I have in my mind is completely different.
So realize your triggers.
Yes. So firstly, you identify, okay, there is a little bit of peer pressure, and this peer pressure end up causing the depression. So if you can locate the source, and then you can be able to close the tap rather than mopping the floor while the tap is still on. So you close the tap, and then you mop the floors. Identify the source. Where is this thing coming from? Because I'm telling you, once you're able to do that, then you'll be able to live a free life. If as she said, you can have a me time. If you see that it's mostly the friends around you, they're giving you that idea that you're not enough. They're giving you that idea that you're not you haven't achieved much, you understand. So if it means that you have to cut them, you have to avoid, the people use that word, avoid them for some time. You definitely need to do that, because it's good for you, it's good for your own health, it's good for your own spiritual walk with God as well, and your own life. So
that you can grow, because the main purpose, one other thing that you need to know is that the unemployment season, for me, I do not know if, like, I know what my purpose is, and I know that at the moment I'm working in my purpose, but I can't predict that this is where I'm gonna be, this is how my life is gonna be forever. We don't know. Probably business can grow to a point where I am every day, it's an everyday job, so I can't say this is where I'm going to be forever. But what I can tell you is that I know that this is a season for me to grow, and if you're somebody who's going through this, it's a season for us to grow. So if we do not grow and we focus on things really that do not matter, we are preventing our growth, prolonging the season. So that's the main thing.
Preventing your growth, prolonging the season. Because that's the most important thing. If God assigns something, there was a time where I was saying to my wife, once you have walked with God, you tend to understand that there are people who are sick that you don't have to pray for, because it's God. Okay, that's a story.
Or God is still doing something.
God is doing something in their life, and therefore, if you pray for that person to be healed, basically you're working against God. Okay, this is something.
It needs us to lay it out.
This needs me to explain.
It doesn't necessarily mean God makes people sick, but God allows situations.
There are situations that God allows. There are barriers in your life that God will put. So to redirect you back to purpose. So there are barriers that are not meant to kill you. Remember, God cannot kill you. Remember, God, I once said it, God can prefer that you cry rather than die tomorrow. So what I'm trying to say is that there are barriers in your life that are meant to redirect you back to purpose. And as she's saying, if you ignore that, you try to find a way around that, you're prolonging the season. Because God is not going to move you to another level, to your destination, to another level of life, until you pass this step. You see, so you need to go through the test. You can't go around it. If you go around it, God will say, okay, come back, let's go back to the drawing board. And then you've got to have to learn that season before you get promoted to another season. It's like at school.
I remember this is a vlog thing.
It's
not a teaching.
Sorry.
I'm just talking about my experience with animals.
I'm sorry, guys. My apologies. Okay. I just hijacked. I came in now. I found people are vlogging.
You see why I wanted to vlog before he came.
So,
but it's fine. It's fine. At
guys.
least I'm glad that it's transforming your life at the end of the day. So that's the first thing, depression, and I think that's the major thing we deal with when we're unemployed, really. So, one thing that I've learned through my experience of being unemployed, especially being a wife, it means whatever that I go through, my husband gets to go through as well, in his own unique way, again, depending on what God is doing in his life, what is he teaching him. Because we can go through the same thing as a couple, but we're learning separate stuff. We have to do videos on these things that we're talking about. But I've learned one thing that it has taught us, this experience of mine, is to live below our means. And so yes, guys, I guess we're going to have to stop the video right here because our camera switched off, and I think if I was alone I would have finished. But because some pastor came in,
was too much.
He is but I believe that from the little you heard about my experience with unemployment, it has really impacted you. I believe that that's all that God wanted us to say today. So overcome that depression and do what God is calling you to do in this season, and focus on him. I hope that you have enjoyed this vlog and that it has brought some inspiration to you, whether my cleaning experience inspired you or the last part that we just recorded now, whatever part it may be, because this channel is about faith, family and fun. So from me and my family, Mfundo just woke up. Mfundo, say bye.
Say bye.
Okay guys, Mfundo doesn't want to say bye, but guys, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Sharp guys, sharp. See you on the next one.